Very good morning to the class today, PTE. And this class is provided by Sika and it is free of the cost class. You do not have to pay anything to attend the classes here. It's completely free of the cost. And we are not only offering the PTE class for free, we are having the IELTS classes as well. We are having the NATI CCL for Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, and Nepalese languages as well. And definitely, those classes we are providing for 100% free of the charge. There is no single dollar you need to pay here. And again, the classes will be like throughout the week, just like any routine class, like 2 hours class for every set of the preparation we are doing here, the test. And every resource material, every past exam question is shared here, and tips, strategies to crack the exam, how you can get 8 each in PTE and 8777 mostly the IELTS requirement, how you can achieve that, and even student achieving that while sitting at home and just having the class at their own convenience time, as we are also providing the recording of these classes on the Sika Sydney YouTube page. And beside the classes, we are having the education counseling here for the different courses, university, change of course, change of college, university, going into another course, doing something certification along with your uni study or something like that. So it's like every piece of the education counseling you can come in and talk to us. There won't be any charges for that as well. And migration counseling, knowing the PR option, PR pathways, and coming to know about the different states, how they're operating, and how what trade are into the trend, and what should be the future of the studies you are doing. So anything you are after for the migration counseling, you are welcome here, and definitely that's free. And if we go after the Canadian immigration process, which is also the counseling session for that provided and free as well. Eligibility check on your document is also done for free. And you can call on the number which is given on the screen for any of the query, and you will be directed to the respective department, or maybe you can simply step into any of the offices available in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and Adelaide, right? And we do offer the overseas health cover, and which is in the lowest price possible we provide. And also the scholarships are there, 25% of the university fee. Up to that you can get the scholarship with us, but yes, you have to check with the different unis whatever you are studying, or you are opting, or just about to have a course in. And beside these services, we're dealing in the USA visa, UK visa, right? Canadian immigration, adult and Canada study visas as well, besides Australia thing. So anything you are after, every piece of advice is shared here. Pathway will be provided to you. Definitely, experience advice will be given to you. And yes, there the sessions for the migration education counseling, they are free. So, continuing with the class today, so we will be having the listening section played today. Okay, let's start with the listening. So, the listening section, this is the third part of the test of PTE. This will be like 45 to 57-minute lengthy session, and it will be after a short break of 10 minutes. So when you will be sitting in the exam, the first section or part, as they say, part 1, part 2, part 3 in the PTE. So the part 1 will be speaking and writing together. After that, when you're done with those two item types, the part 2 will be your reading. And after that, there will be a 10-minute optional break. So obviously, when we start the exam, like before that, when we are doing the formalities, they ask you for this very thing, whether you want to take that break or not. So I simply recommend that always say yes to this break, affirmative reply, because definitely after the speaking, writing, reading, you will be little exhausted. Keep looking at the screen, obviously, putting every effort possible to get the all question right. So it's better that you take that 10-minute break, so you can stroll around in the center, the examination center premises only. You can have water, you can just use the restroom, and just relax your eyes, take off them from the screen for a while. So it's very helpful to take that 10-minute optional break. And after that, when you are done, what you can do, like obviously you're going back to the your seat wherever you are giving the exam, and you're continuing with the part 3. And obviously, why it is also important to take this break, because the listening is all about hearing reading and then marking the option. So it's like you are doing 2 3 things simultaneously. It need more concentration. So if you miss any sentence, word, it's missed now. Nothing you're gonna play twice, because every piece of the recording here and the listening, it will be played only once. So if you miss that chance, you were not able to understand that one. So ultimately there is no way back that you can play it again or you can understand what was it. So it's better that you should be like fresh, fully concentrate on the things you are listening to. So for that, always take that break. And after that, it will be consisting of 8 item types in it. So a few item types, they are imparting score to the counterpart as well, like sometime writing, sometime reading. Yeah, these two probably. And beside that, yet every item type in the listening is providing score to the listening section for sure. And if you are having any problem, like these are the pre-tips, right? If you are having any problem with the pronunciation, different accent understanding, then certainly I will recommend that go for as many as of the recordings you are able to hear, like the that iPod, that news and things and whatever they're gonna discuss over there. So they are very helpful. You can listen to them. They are short recordings and they are just like the way the recordings will be here, like different topics, and obviously different accent, different pronunciation. So make yourself used to hearing different sort of pronunciation, accent, so that when you are sitting for the listening section, you are not having any issue just because you're not able to catch the word, catch the phrase, or the sentence, or maybe the speaker accent, right? So for that, definitely you need to give your ear a practice of, because maybe if you're living in a English speaking atmosphere, and majority of the time you're speaking and listening English, so then it might not be a problem with you. But just in case, sometime even into living into the English speaking country, we are not so much surrounded by such atmosphere where everyone speaks English. Because if I talk about Australia, it's a multicultural country, so maybe you're getting different cultural people, and maybe the place you are working or studying, it is more of your own community people or own country people. So might be you are having some national language where you can talk in that, and the things like that. So that's why it's important that if you're not having a atmosphere, around 90% of the atmosphere should be in that particular category, if you want to clear this exam and first go. If not, then go for the different music, right? Listening music is like quite helpful here, because we got enough time while traveling around, when maybe you are traveling through the public transport, and when you got some time, try to plug in any English music, right? Listen and try to understand the lyrics on that, right? So you can also go for some meaningful talk shows as well. If you don't feel like, I'm not a music person, I just simply get bored, so then you can go after the talk shows, like different talk shows, opt any, like TED Talks. So what happened when the guys conversate, because that's what you're gonna hear in here, sort of conversations only. So when the guys conversate, you will be able to understand, okay, how they pronounce different words, what are their expression of telling different things, right? And what accent they can use. Because obviously in the talk show, it's not only one sort of a person who will be there. Different people used to sit together and talk together, or every episode is different. So yeah, variety of the accent and pronunciation you will be able to hear, or variety of set of conversation you will be able to hear. And beside that, music and talk shows, what other things are there? The English movies. If you're fan of a movie, not talk show, not music, then go after and watch those movies. Try to understand what they are saying word to word, right? Initially, if you got a problem, go with the subtitles, right? And then slowly, steadily, when you obviously getting that straight away, then try to understand word by word. And just in case you miss something, turn up the subtitle and see what word was that, whether you're able to get. So because these all are very entertaining ways of learning. So these are the channels through you can learn as well, and you not be getting bored. Just, and definitely when you have enough time you can do that. But when you feel like, okay, I just got to wait for the exam, so better go after the original practice listening recordings, because then obviously you need more practice with those recording rather than going some entertaining ways. But I recommend that if you know that in some day you want to go PTE, or it's a requirement you have to fulfill, then why not to polish your skills when you have time? So these are the little efforts when you are working around, studying around. These you can simply opt, right? And even every place you are going, being into an English speaking country, it's like very easy to learn the language. Just in case you uh lacking that enthusiasm to learn, that could be the only reason you're not learning it. Otherwise it will be really easy, right? So these are the ways how we can improve our listening skills. And now coming to the technicality of the test. So here the task or the item types will be based on audio or video clips which begin to play automatically. You hear each audio or video clip only once, so listen carefully. You are allowed to take notes. For each question you have the opportunity to adjust the volume. While the audio clip is playing, move the control bar to the right to increase the volume or to the left to decrease the volume. Now, sometimes what happen, some recordings they have very low voice, like the speaker maybe the conversating, or sometimes the voice is in a echo mode, right? Echoing sort of sound we are hearing. So according to them, sometime with the recordings we have to adjust volume. So going right will increase it, going left, the bar if you dragging it to the left, it will decrease the volume. So just in case in any question you feel like I need to increase or decrease the volume, you can do that, but do that quickly. Don't distract yourself for longer period of time. It must not be the case that you are adjusting the volume and the important piece or wherever maybe the answer is in the recording, it is gone now. So you have to take care of this thing very well. And obviously before the section start, we can adjust our volume, right? We can check our volume even before when the test start. We are adjusting the volume, like if it's audible to us, because we are hearing different things in the speaking as well. So definitely we have already adjusted that. Just in case in any question we feel like need of increasing, decreasing, do that quickly, but try to avoid it if it is not needed, right? Because that will distract you for sure. So here are the question type in the listening section of the PTE. As you can see, the questions start from the summarize spoken text throughout the way to write from dictation. So the most important question in the list is write from dictation, guys, because this question is one of the top scoring question. That means when you are doing this particular question, you will be having around 3 to 5 question here, minimum 3, max 5. But see, the potential of the marking is comparative to all other modules is high. Like suppose if one question is giving you 8 marks, other maybe possibly giving you 10 marks, another 12 marks. So you see 10, 12, 22 and 8, so 30 marks around coming from the 3 questions only. That's what I mean here, that it got high potential comparative to any other question in the list here on the screen right now. And obviously this is not only contributing to your listening skills, it is also contribute to your writing score. So this makes it more important, because obviously if suppose you're getting just for example 44 marks out of these questions, so 22 will be going to your writing, 22 will be remaining to your listening. After this one, the next important question in the list is summarize spoken text, and obviously this will be the first question in the listening section you will be doing. So summarize spoken text, when you will be doing this question, you are hearing to our audio first, right? Then you have to give in or submit your response in a written manner by making a summary of the lecture you heard. So it's like listening, gathering information in form of the notes, of course, right? And after that, jotting down that information and making a good summary for that lecture. So obviously this module again giving score in 2 item types. One is the listening, in which it is set up. The second one is writing, how well you are writing the response you just heard or the notes you are able to take down when you were listening. So this is the second important question. It's just that I'm not saying that okay, pay more attention to these questions and don't worry about the others. I'm just telling you the hierarchy of the question, so that sometimes students say that okay, I got less in writing, my specifically my written discourse was lower as compared to other bars. My pronunciation bar was lower as compared to the another bar. So when you know which question to hit and practice to improve that particular bar, if you have already given the exam, you know what bars I'm talking about, like the score bar are there in the score chart. So if you are want to improve that, you must be knowing that which particular question you must be practicing more, which can add up to that score. If I say right from dictation and SPT, SST, that we call summarized spoken text. So these two are imparting writing score. That means writing score is not only associated with the overall writing score. Different enabling skills are there in the writing, like written discourse. How well you are framing the sentences for SST is again adding score to your written discourse as well. Same goes to your grammar when you're framing sentences. Same goes to your vocabulary, how different vocabulary you are putting up there, right? So you see three things are getting marks. It's not only writing overalls. Same the case with the write from dictation. So written discourse, your grammar, your spellings, right? And obviously not vocabulary here, we will say content here, but that score will remain in listening. So that's how you see every question I'm telling that it is important. It is contributing to variety of enabling skills. So that will be exceeding your score for sure more and more. And okay, after saying this, another question which are important. So if you go after this, highlight incorrect word. This question is also important in the listening. Like this is hierarchy I'm telling you. So first 8, 1, then coming back to 7. So here we will be having negative marking. So we need to be mindful. Listening item types, there are 2 item types which will be negatively marked for any wrong questions. That will be the second number, multiple choice, multiple answer, and 7 number, highlight incorrect words, right? So these 2 item types got the negative marking. So be mindful when you are typing answer for these one. Whatever you're sure about, you must be writing that as your answer. In case you're not sure about, you feel like you are, it's a probable answer, or maybe I missed something, I'm not sure about it, never mark it, right? Because if it's get wrong, you will be having negative one, or it will also decrease the score for the right question as well. So better not to mark it. So yeah, highlight incorrect words. Here we will be having around, you see, up to from second till 7, we'll be having 2 3 question. So minimum 2, max 3 question for every item type in the row from second to 7. So what happened when you got this question? Maybe one question is carrying around 7 answer in that, another carrying only 5, another carrying only 3, but still obviously number gets bigger here. And secondly, it is also giving score in your reading. So when you're doing this highlight incorrect word question, it is imparting score to your reading module as well. So that makes it important question again. Because obviously some student they feel like I'm weak in reading. So for those students, you have to see which questions beside reading item type are imparting score to the reading, and how much score they are imparting, and according to that you must also practice those questions so that you can improve your reading score as well. And same like that, highlight correct summary question number 4, item type number 4. This is also the item type which is imparting score to reading, because here you have to read the option, and obviously if you are reading them, comparing with whatever you have listened, or maybe whatever note you have taken after listening, so that's how you will be getting your answer. So it makes easy, right? And that's why we got the reading score here along with the listening. So if you're doing if you feel like I'm a student, my reading and writing fill-ups not that great, then these questions can help you out with your reading score as well, imparting scores. Maybe you say even 5 marks, maybe 10 marks, but yeah, that makes a huge difference when it comes to the total scoring. And then after these question, filling in the blanks, third question. Filling in the blanks is like filling, obviously a small paragraph will be in front of you with few gaps in it, and same transcript you will be hearing in the audio. You have to fill the spaces given, and of course for this one you must be having good pronunciation, accent understanding, only then you capture the word. And this is again concerned with your spellings. So whatever option you're fixing up there, the spelling must be correct, the punctuation must be correct, because again it is giving score to your grammar. So grammar, spellings, and obviously your listening marks, like according to the word you are writing in there. So three things are getting marks here: two enabling into writing and one into the listening, for the filling in the blanks as well. And highlight, so that was done. And after that, multiple choice, multiple answer, right? Because here suppose three question, two each 6 marks, right? But yes, as I told you, this has got negative marking, so not sure, do not mark it. Okay, whatever you sure about, surely mark it. It doesn't mean that you're not even bothering to mark the right answers. Must practice, listen, compare how they get answer, because everything is in there whatever you are listening. So no big deal if you give a lot of practice to this one as well. Ultimately you'll start getting right answers easily. So it's not like that if I'm saying leave it, you're not going to bother, okay, I'll be marking only one and moving because it is giving only 6 mark. Because you never know, sometimes it's only 1 mark which you are lacking, and if you're putting practice in there and that's you getting from here, so your purpose will be fulfilled. After that, multiple choice single answer, two question 2 marks, three question 3 marks. And the last coming, select missing word, again one for each. Like when you are selecting one answer, one I mean two right 2 marks, three question and three right equals to 3 marks, right? So this is how the potential of the question in the listening. And you must be knowing that where to put most of the effort, right? And which question can help you to work on some other skill or other parameter of the test as well. So here the first question, summarize spoken text. So what happened here, after listening to a recording, you have to write a summary of 50 to 70 word. And as I told you, the skills assessed will be listening and writing. The prompt length, that means the recording you will be hearing, it can be 1 minute and 1 minute and 30 seconds, so 1.5 minutes, so up to that it can be. So we have 10 minutes to do this question. We have to write the summary in 50 to 70 words, right? And obviously it's not like summarize written text where we can only write one sentence. Here we can write obviously 3 4 5 sentences according to the word limit mentioned. But 50 to 70 is the minimum and max value, because 50 less than that, if you are writing, you are losing mark. Obviously more than 70 you won't be able to type and you are not allowed to. So your summary must be in between these words. And response box is the given there where you are typing your answer. And the response box, one side bottom it will be containing the word count, another side bottom it will be containing the time left. And after the response box, three option in row will be given, which is cut, copy and paste. And according to the name mentioned, you know that what is the purpose of the option, and you can use that accordingly. And better if they have given something in the exam to use it rather than going backspace, use cut, copy, paste. Now what is important here, that make sure you summarize the main point and include the supporting points in your answer, right? So we are writing that summary, and content will be how the content will be how like we getting marks for the listening. And the quality of writing, the spelling, written discourse, grammar, punctuation, vocabulary, that's how we are getting score in the writing, right? So this is how the division of the marks will be. So when you take notes, so obviously that means we are taking notes for this question only, then we will be able to frame a good summary. When we are taking notes on erasable noteboard, we are writing down the main keynotes, main idea of the lecture, any supporting detail for those main idea, because sometimes we need supporting details as well to make summary. And what is like how you can choose it, like if something is briefly explained by the speaker, obviously that's an important note. And if something is being emphasized by the speaker, of course that's something important note, right? So you're taking a note of those down. So stress and intonation are also the indicator of the main points when they are saying in the lecture, so they usually emphasize them. So that's how you need to pick up your content. And remember that we got this summarized spoken text template as well. So you have to check your grammar, spelling, and punctuation. So three things definitely check while framing and using the template as well, because the blanks you're gonna fill with the main idea and supporting details you have picked up from the lecture. Just in case those are not right, just in case you feeling like okay, my option is not gelling well according to the sentence formation, so change the format of writing it. Maybe add grammar into that, maybe add punctuation into that, any connector if you feel like adding up. But take care that the grammar need to be correct and the sentence structure need to be correct. And of course watch your spellings, watch punctuation. Punctuation means the first letter of the first word in the sentence that need to be capital. At the last, there must be a full stop. So this is how you are doing it. And yeah, that's all. Let's now do few questions for the summarized spoken text. So for this, I will be playing the recording. You guys will be taking notes on that, and after that I'll be telling you what could be the possible response for the lecture you just heard, and we will be comparing the answer, whether you able to get the content or not, right? So this is how we will be comparing. So you also typing an answer.
Pull out of Australia.
Hello, Rajesh, you are asking something. Rajesh, are you asking a question? Can you please unmute you and talk to me? Okay, fine. If you are busy somewhere, so you just unmute later or maybe send a text message. And meanwhile, I'm just playing the recording now. So I'm gonna take notes for that and then telling you what could be the possible answer to the summarized spoken text we're about to do. So just a second. I'm just looking for a recording to be played. This one you're about to listen now.
The question today of, what makes a luxury brand and how do we distinguish it is very hard to answer. The standard business response is to say they are more exclusive. And we get exclusivity by having high price and relatively small amounts of the product available. The reality, however, of luxury brands is they're sold in their millions, and in some cases are not priced that much higher than the standard output. The only way I can really answer your question is to say it's all relative. As you said in your introduction, it wasn't that long ago in Australia that we would have considered 2 televisions to be a luxury, or even further back, 1 color television. And you can make a strong argument, for example, that Starbucks in China right now is a luxury purchase because of its cost, because of how frequently it's purchased by many people. So I think the long answer is a complicated one, but the answer is it depends who you talk to. I think in the business community, what we would say is there are a small cluster of more expensive brands which have a distinct strategy that we would identify as being luxury brands. And they start with the Rolls Royces and the Tiffany's and the Louis Vuittons of the world. And I think that tends to be how we see them.
Okay, that was the lecture. Now it is the 10-minute. It's 10:40, 10:50. I'll be looking for your answer, and after that I'll be telling you what could be the possible answer for the lecture we just hear, if we want to frame a summary of this one. Just a minute left. All right. So the one possible answer for the lecture we just heard, I just repeat the lecture once so that then we can relate later, like what summary we are framing and according to which points we are making it. So the lecture was about the luxury brands. So let's hear it once more.
The question today of, what makes a luxury brand and how do we distinguish it is very hard to answer. The standard business response is to say they are more exclusive. And we get exclusivity by having high price and relatively small amounts of the product available. The reality, however, of luxury brands is they're sold in their millions. And in some cases are not priced that much higher than the standard output. The only way I can really answer your question is to say it's all relative. As you said in your introduction, it wasn't that long ago in Australia that we would have considered 2 televisions to be a luxury, or even further back, 1 color television. And you can make a strong argument, for example, that Starbucks in China right now is a luxury purchase because of its cost, because of how frequently it's purchased by many people. So I think the long answer is a complicated one, but the answer is it depends who you talk to. I think in the business community, what we would say is there are a small cluster of more expensive brands which have a distinct strategy that we would identify as being luxury brands. And they start with the Rolls Royces and the Tiffany's and the Louis Vuittons of the world. And I think that tends to be how we see them.
So this was the lecture, and according to that, if we after the perfect summary, so the written on the screen is, you see the speaker was talking about luxury brand, so it is covering the topic of the lecture. This is about the luxury brand. Then he highlighted that why the high prices of these products. Then he said few things about that. So we covered up into, he highlighted several ideas behind the high prices of these products, right? And then specifically he was talking about small products and standard output, right? And he further added examples of 2 color televisions in Australia and the Starbucks in China. So whatever words I'm writing here, like Starbucks in China and color televisions in Australia, you see there was an emphasis placed by the speaker. So that's how we will be picking up our key notes or the main ideas or the supporting details with that, right? He talked about business, cluster, competition, distinct, creative. Maybe I'm not able to get all the points. It's okay. You're able to get, fine, but whatever you're able to get, write it up in this sentence. And then finally, he concluded that luxury brands actually depend on how we see them. That was the conclusive line from the speaker. Overall, the lecture was really informative. So you're giving this sentence, it's fine, right? You're missing it up. Again, there is like no hard and fast rule that you have to have this sentence. But even if you're having it, you see this is 67 words right here. So our word limit is also good, right? It is containing all the key informations from the lecture. So ultimately, if I'm writing such a response, I'll be getting all the marks. Grammar, spelling, everything is correct here. Punctuation is being followed. So suppose this is of 10 marks and it will be, so I'll be having 10 on 10, right? So this is how we will be answering. Okay, let's quickly now hear one more. And it's gonna be about, I won't be saying the topic because that you have to select from the talk, like what is the topic. All right, I'm just keeping the screen this way. So let's just, okay, let me raise the volume. Okay, beginning.
Rejection happens to all of us. And
Okay, beginning now.
rejection happens to all of us, and it can be a disappointing experience. I will now give you some advice for young researchers. Many things have changed today, which can be a troubling issue. The chance of getting paper published is becoming smaller and smaller. Although it never is easy to take, rejection is particularly hard at the beginning of your career. But rejections will lead to a better result and will be good for the career path. Use this feedback to improve your paper for submission to another journal, as well as your next, more robust study of the topic. Using several individuals with expertise in the topic have donated substantial time to provide detailed advice to advance your paper and future work. Also, remember that publication does not mean funding. Investors will learn how to attract and engage young researchers at the same time.
Okay. So I have taken also a few notes. This is 10:55. So 10 minutes from now, write your answer. And if you can share it in the chat box, it will be great. Otherwise, after 10 minutes, I'll be talking about what you can write as the summary. Another 4 minutes to answer. All right, it's exactly 10 minutes. So I'll just let you know what could be the possible answer, making you hear the lecture once more. Just a second. So this lecture, it is actually a question, obviously a question many times you will be hearing, but this is even being very simple. It's not as easy to understand like how I can write, or we can write the right notes here and we getting the more marks. So I'm showing you two possible responses for the same lecture. And if you're not sure, I'll be displaying the lecture again once more. Compare your response with that, and I'll be also telling you what could be your marks as per the two different answers. So give me a second. Yeah, I'm doing that copy pasting thing, and then yeah. All right. So here you see there are two responses I mentioned. Like this is the speaker discuss and the lecture talks about. But yeah, first let's hear this lecture once so that we remember what we have listened.
Rejection happens to all of us, and it can be a disappointing experience. I will now give you some advice for young researchers. Many things have changed today, which can be a troubling issue. The chance of getting paper published is becoming smaller and smaller. Although it never is easy to take, rejection is particularly hard at the beginning of your career. But rejections will lead to a better result and will be good for the career path. Use this feedback to improve your paper for submission to another journal, as well as your next, more robust study of the topic. Using several individuals with expertise in the topic have donated substantial time to provide detailed advice to advance your paper and future work. Also, remember that publication does not mean funding. Investors will learn how to attract and engage young researchers at the same time.
So the highlighted areas, why I'm highlighting them. So as we are listening the lecture, these are the words on the notes or the phrases we have taken from the lecture. And then we have put those up into the lecture here or summary here we are framing. So the first answer you are seeing at the screen, it is saying the speaker discussed the information about rejection in the context of an academic. That means young researcher they are talking about. So it is said that rejection can be disappointing. That's what obviously they mention, and frustrating to us, especially when it happens in our career. Like it's a troubling issue. That's what they are saying. And following that, that means this is a connector we are using. Mention that rejection can lead to a better result, right? That what they also mentioning here, that mostly rejections lead to better results. The author take it as a feedback for a more robust paper, right? Robust study of the topics and then advanced paper, and for the future work he used that. That's what the phrase, the lines we are taking this particular sentence from. And overall it is mentioned that the publication does not mean funding. Let's see, this is one response. The other one, this one you will be getting around very close to 10, like maybe 9.8, something like that. The second one, it says the lecture talks about the rejection and disappointing experience, making a long story short in the one sentence. Firstly, the lecture focuses on rejection on the beginning of a career, right? Secondly, the lecture talks about, just a second. Lectures talk about the robust study of the topic. So you see, the both answer, they are the different, like the approach is different, but the point or the content we picking up almost similar, but how we are writing it, obviously it comes different from different people. Some people using templates, some going their own way, some using other templates. So it's all fine till the time the content is there. Finally, the lecture denotes future work and attract young researchers, right? Overall, this lecture or the lecture is interesting and very informative. Word limit, obviously, in between 50 to 70, it is somewhere around 60, the both will be. And you see, the first one is more better response. It will be around 9.8, near to that. The second one, it is either not bad, it will be again 9.45 something, or maybe like 9. Better say 9, right? So this is how the responses, as per the responses you will be getting marks for. So when we hearing the lecture and looking at the possible summary, we able to relate whether it is sufficient, it is containing everything. So yes, as we looking at them, as I highlighting the points, as per the lecture we heard, it is containing all the key information. So this is how your answers need to be with the summarized spoken text if you want to have good marks in that, right? That's how you need to develop your answer. It's not difficult, it's just that when you're practicing, put effort in a way we are doing it right now. Like listen it, make a summary, then again listen the lecture, compare the summary you have made, take out the points you have written, the way are they comparative to the lecture. Obviously wherever you are practicing, you got the transcript, you are able to compare that very easily. If you don't want to if you're not able to capture it while listening only, you can go through the written one as well, which we call transcript. Compare response and see how much you are in relation to the lecture, the answer is in relation to the lecture you just heard. So that will be telling you the content score. And obviously the word will be telling you the grammar score, the writing score. So when you are doing the answer in the grammar format, Word document, Microsoft Word document, so everything will be highlighted, any grammatical error, written discourse, spelling, punctuation, spacing. So that will be telling you how much you will be getting in the writing. So the less red lines equal to more marks in writing. The content, if you can compare. So this is how you can do a self-analysis for your answer as well. Okay, so that was the two lecture we just heard. Now the third one we'll be hearing, but I won't be giving us any description for the answer. I'll be just letting you know what could be the possible answer. So it's like you are listening it, doing it, and then with the answer you comparing yourself, like whether you get it right or not. So here you go. Be ready to type or write. Right. This one.
Hi, my name is Bob Joss, and I'm the Dean of the Business School at Stanford University. On behalf of everyone from Stanford, we welcome you to this conference on education leadership. This is something relatively unheard of in higher education. I think it's where the business school gets together with the education school and talks about education leadership. The other purpose of Stanford University, of course, is to promote learning. The purpose of each school is for education to promote learning about education, and for the business school to promote learning about management. Most of the world's business services are delivered by management institutions that are for-profit managed institutions and not-for-profit managed institutions. We rely on management institutions that are chosen instruments in our society to get things done and implement services, particularly educational services, which are done generally by people on their own. However, they must realize that it is their own responsibility to achieve and accomplish. What others can do does not indicate what you are capable of. We want to make sure that here at Stanford, we're not only delivering the services, but demonstrating them too.
11:13, 10 minutes from here. 4 minutes to answer. Just a minute to answer. All right, it's the time to say the answer for this very recording we just heard. Just a second. So the recording we heard, it's about the Stanford management. The possible answer, I'm just pasting it up. So again, two possible answers I'll be pasting up on the screen. remembering topic of the lecture is very important as well. Sometime you hearing the lecture, you heard that topic word like Stanford management, suppose, and you can easily understand, okay, this was the lecture we did in the practice, and that was the possible keynotes into that, and that will always proven helpful to you. All right, so this very question, the recording we heard, according to that, these two can be the possible answer. The first one is written Stanford management was the main topic of the lecture, and always give a sequence of the events in the summarized spoken text. That will be help you to gain more marks. That means the additive connectors accordingly. If you are adding something, conclusive connector at the last, or if you're giving any contradictory statement just in case, so that must be there because those will be adding more marks to your answer for sure. Even here, you will say, firstly, the salient aspect mentioned includes Bob Joss, the Dean, Business School and Conference. Then, furthermore, the key aspects concerned with Stanford management consist of education, leadership, and educational leader, promote learning and services. There should not be a comma here. However, the arguments raised also emphasized on management, profit managing institution as well as non-profit. To conclude, he asserted that benefits exerted the significance of people achieve, accomplished, demonstrating, and delivering. People, let me just confirm this one. So the other response, you can read it up there. Timetable for preparation, I didn't get you. You can talk to me as well.
Ma'am, actually, I want exactly direction. How, like each and every day, how many topics I cover?
Oh, okay, each and every day, how many time you have? How
Like
much? Sorry.
2-3 hours.
No. I mean, how
Yes.
much time is like how many days toward your exam?
Nearly 1 month.
Nearly 1 month. So if you have
Yeah,
two,
one.
three
No,
hours,
actually, I'm not deciding date
mm-hmm,
actually,
mm-hmm,
but still, I want to like maybe in mid-April I want to take. That's
exam.
why.
All right, all right. Then you
Yeah.
have pretty good time with you. For that, you can, simply go like if you can spend 2 to 3 hours, which is quite sufficient. Even you can go all the modules in those 2 3 hours if you are spending this much time. So
Okay.
always start with the speaking, moves to
Yes.
writing, then reading, and then listening, right?
Okay.
And out
Yes.
of that, I'll tell you the important question. You can work more on those questions because those are the score boosters, right? So they'll
Right.
be boosting up the score in different modules as well and different enabling skills as well. So improving your score at the same time. So this should be your schedule, and 2 to 3 hours are like pretty good time. So then you
Okay.
don't have to think about which particular module, like simply start doing with the speaking, go to writing, reading and listening. And I think you, because overall exam is 3 hours,
Yeah. Right.
that is the total time, right? So if you
Yes.
are spending around 3 hours, ultimately you're able to do all the item types of all the question, and more you will be practicing, definitely more questions you will be doing. And it is preparing your past exam memories for the exam, upcoming exam as well, and also telling you what sort of things you have to take care to improve your score. And
Okay.
moreover, when you're doing the listening,
Yes.
speaking, the most important question into the speaking is the repeat sentence.
Okay.
Repeat sentence is the question which is the top most scoring item type out of all the item types of the PT exam.
So now how can I like find like prediction file exactly? Because there's
Prediction.
a lots of repeat
Mhm.
sentences there as well as, but I don't get like which one I practice exactly.
So the thing is, which app you are currently practicing on or website you're using to practice?
No, ma'am. Directly YouTube. I'm start to practice. No
Directly
application.
from the
No.
YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
So I prefer Ape Uni is economical. You can download that one.
Yes.
Ape Uni. I'll just text it to you.
Okay.
So even suppose you want to have yours, there are 5 times 5 coupon thing they give you, and after that it is only around 20, 21 or 2, I guess, dollars a month.
Yes.
So with that Ape Uni app, you can practice all the prediction files. First thing. Secondly, they will be also scoring you. It's a scored app when you
Yes,
are
yes.
paying it,
Okay.
of course, only then. So then you can submit your response and you can get what score they are giving you, right?
Yeah, right.
So around this is like practicing with the teacher sort of thing. Still you have any queries, then you can come to this class and ask, like this was happening with my this very question, what I can do to improve it, because I'm trying this way as well, that way as well, but it is not improving yet, right?
Yes,
And other
right, right.
than that, there are websites like Real PTE, myptebooking.com, right? And
Yes,
these
yes.
will be telling you the real many question there, but again there are limited resources where you can practice without making an account or thing like that. But yes, whatever you can get from there for free, you can simply go after that, right? And
Right.
beside that, when you will be about to give your exam, before a week, like
Yes.
suppose you booked for 20, so around 10 days before, what you will be doing, PTE, Pearson PTE website, you will be going there. There will be scored mock test.
Mock test. Okay.
Yeah, scored mock test. There will be two types, unscored and scored. But you have to
Yes.
go after scored mock test, like 10 days before, maybe buy one. It is not that expensive. It's really affordable. And obviously, when we are investing more, we should, invest less and
Yeah,
see
we
where
need
we
to
are
like.
standing, right?
Yes.
So just maybe buy one or two according to whatever is your wish, right? And
Right.
then go for those mock tests that will be exactly similar to the exam, like how your exam will be the same way they will be conducting that mock test, and the score will be given by the Pearson itself, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
that will be a real mirror of the scores. And the
Yeah.
mock tests, they are a bit difficult comparative to the original exam. So say you got 70, suppose, right?
Yes. Right.
So take it like, yeah, in exam you will be 75 or 74. So this is like how
Okay.
you
Plus or
can
minus
judge.
5, like.
Yeah, sort of that is the general trend. But yeah, again, when you're getting something, so that mean you always see which enabling skills I'm weaker at. The bar is not that great, that scorecard, maybe you have seen the scorecard for PT, right?
Right, right.
So there are bars, enabling skill bars. So see, pronunciation is weak or the written discourse, or what specific enabling skill they're giving less score on. And according to that, which particular item type will improve that scoring, you have to go there and practice. And in those 10 days, you will be working on your weaker areas. And
Yes.
ultimately, then you'll be much prepared for the regional exam. And then I hope it will be once and all for you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, so this should
Yeah.
be, strategy if you have good enough time and you are obviously starting well ahead, which is pretty good. So I
Okay.
suggest go after that. APUNI will be providing you immense number of questions with the
Yeah.
scored platform, people sharing their answer. You can compare your answer to other student as well, right? It's 22 around dollar a month, so it
Yeah.
is not no big deal as well.
Okay.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Other than that, any query, you can come down to this class 10 to 12, anytime Monday to Friday, and Sunday is also available. That's
Okay.
12 to 2.
12 to 2. Okay.
Yeah,
Done,
Sunday. If
ma'am.
you're not available weekdays, you can attend that weekend class for your question and queries.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, all good. No worries. All right, so this could be the possible answer here. So here we see a noteworthy point revealed in the discourse was about the Stanford Management Business and Conference. So it got all the keynotes here. So as per the content, based on the content, we will be having our listening score. Now to elaborate further, there was some information on education, higher education, school and leadership. Considerable amount of significance was laid on the purpose, promote learning and management. You see, this guy has just picked the words from the lecture and fixed them in the right set of the sentences. Additionally, a vital point was about the learning management, world institution services, profit management, and non-profit organization. So I'm not liking this response, right? This one is having all the content from the lecture, maybe simply written. No hard and fast way of approach is picked up here. Obviously, the beginning of the sentences is wonderful, as you can see. To elaborate further, then placed a comma, there was some more information on. So this guy is only able to pick up the words from the lecture, but how well he just jotted down here in the summary, that makes the whole sense, right? And it is covering the key content, supporting details, structure is fine, no spelling error, no grammatical errors, right? So this answer, suppose this is your answer you will be giving, your score will be around 9.5 out of 10, and pretty good score, right? Providing that you're not having any such error which I'm mentioning here in on the base enabling skill basis. And this will be easily giving you, even when you feel like lecture is quite difficult, but obviously you're taking notes down, and you cannot miss the note taking thing. So if you're taking note down, you're only able to write few words from the lecture. Right now, just add those words into the template I shared with you first thing. And if you have something on your own, a template you have framed, or a structure you got, so you can use that structure and fill that words into the sentences. Obviously read them, if the sentence making sense with that word, okay, fine. So they are very common sentences, words you fixing there make sense. So that's how you are completing your answer and still getting good marks out of the summarized spoken text. So this is the first question of the listening, which will be like certainly important. As I told you, the second important question in the listening row, like the first important I told you, it's the right from dictation. This is the template which is shared by me, just in case we are doing the answers in the word document I just shared. So this got another three approaches of writing a summarized spoken text. So you can opt any, and then your obviously thing will be solved here. Any question query you can ask on the email as well, on in the class as well. After this, moving to the next question of the listening. So the next question we will be doing is the filling in the blanks today. Filling in the blanks and the listening will be, we will be having a short paragraph in front of us with some gaps in it. So after listening, and obviously we're listening the same recording, like it will be transcript we are looking at. So when we are listening the recording, obviously they are saying what word can be there in that blank or the gap given. So that's how we are filling this up. So this is like simply blank spaces are there in the short paragraph. We are listening the same paragraph, we have to fill those blank spaces. This is called the task here, right? But yeah, this is important because it is also giving score to your writing skills as well. Why? Because the way you are spelling that out, the word you are is listening and spelling it out, that will be how your written writing score is decided. And also again, punctuation mark, because sometimes the word you are writing, it's a proper noun, so then the first letter need to be capital. If you're doing that, punctuation marks, that mean grammar bar will be raising up. And the second thing, sometime the blank is it at the beginning of the sentence, so you are fixing the first word. So if you're doing that, you know that when we start a sentence, the first letter of the alphabet of the first word, it need to be capital. So that's how you're taking care of the punctuation. Very rarely there will be hyphenated words, right? So hyphenated, you know that the pre words, right? Pre cancellation, sort of such word, if there you are listening, you know that pre words normally have a hyphen in that. So that's again punctuation, but that will be very rare case, as I'm telling you. So mostly it will be your spelling, and the second thing is your punctuation. You have to look for the writing score, and obviously you have to type the right word for the listening mark. Sometimes we are hearing and we mishear, we don't get the pronunciation right. In that case, what will happen, maybe you heard a word like something, some other form of that, say several, and the word is like sufferer, right? So this is called pronunciation error. So if you writing the word wrong, obviously losing the content score for sure in the listening, and of course for the writing as well. So we listen very carefully, and the recordings are not very lengthy, maybe half a minute or maybe a full minute recording you will be hearing for the filling in the blank question. And there will be around 2 to 3 question in here. And as you know, the recordings automatically are played. You don't have to worry about how to play audio, how it will stop, and it will only play it once. So when you have 7 second before the audio will start, like it will be saying beginning in 7 seconds. So in that time, quickly skim the text. Just look around what blanks are there, what it is about, so that you have rough idea. Okay, here I'm about to listen a word, because this is going to be my answer, right? And normally the proper nouns, adjectives, adverbs, nouns are the words which usually they miss from the transcript, and that's what you are hearing the transcripts for. And this could be your screen. This will be like, this is instruction status box. So beginning in 5 seconds, that means recording is going to begin in 5 seconds now. When the status will be playing, that means you are hearing the recording, right? And this we call progress bar. It keep on raising as the recording is played, and obviously this is an indication of when the recording is going to finish. So obviously when you know the blue, it will raise with blue color. So when it is reaching to the end, it is the about to end of the recording, right? So this is volume bar. You know that if you're moving it in the right direction, it will increase the volume. Moving it in the left direction, it will decrease the volume. So you're not you have to adjust it before, exam setup. You can adjust it anytime, but it will distract you, so better you adjust it before, right? And obviously same recording you will be hearing just like that. The spaces will be given, and here you have to type the answer. But I recommend that when you're hearing the recording, you should not type the answer in that moment only. You got a erasable notepad provided throughout the exam, so better you write your answer in that erasable notepad, right? So just keep writing. Obviously in the flowchart way, there are suppose 4 blanks. So for the first one, the answer is suppose statistical, right? The second answer is support. Third answer is identical, right? So what I'm doing, I'm writing all these words in the erasable notepad with the marker provided. When the recording is over, then what I'm doing, I'm transferring my answer and typing it up in the respective boxes. And why we are suggesting that? Because sometime when we are typing, we are obviously listening as well. We get nervous, we lost the key, and we try finding the right key to press. And what happened in that time, the audio is keep moving and we lose the track of the speaker. So if we are not following the speaker, we losing the track of the speaker, we are not able to get right marks here. We may miss the answer, and then we will only crib around it. Okay, no, I missed it, what I can do, because recording is not gonna play twice. So better write it, because we are fast in writing for sure. Don't worry about the spelling while you are writing your answer. When you're typing, then make sure the spellings are correct. If it need to check a punctuation, do check that as well. And keep your cursor in the first blank. Then the recording saying starting in 5 seconds, 7 seconds. So keep the cursor in the first blank, so you don't have to find the cursor and wasting precious time in the exam. And obviously write in the rough notepad and then transfer in the boxes given. And when you're done with your answer, review it. Review it means quickly read, like whatever option you have fixed up in the blanks, they are making sense. Why we need to do that? Firstly, we can review the spelling. Secondly, obviously when we write a word, and obviously if it's adding up to meaning of the sentence, we can make sure that this is the right word. Just in case it's not right word, or and you feel like no, the word need to be something like that, and it got the similar sound, so maybe you get your mistake and you can clear it. Second, third thing, why to review? For the singular and plural errors. What happens, sometimes we hear the word but we miss that if the word was singular or plural, because obviously test zone pressure and everything, we type the word but it turns out to be supports, right? It's not support, it supports. But when we reading the sentence, as per our grammar knowledge, we understand well if it's going to be verb with s or without s, the noun with s or without s, because that sentence itself tell us, right? So for the spelling, obviously to check your punctuation, obviously to check the singular plural, obviously to check if I just fixed up the right word in the blank, you have to review. That must not be like quite time taking thing. Obviously you must be reviewing quite quickly, just going through the text and seeing if everything fits well. All right, then submit and move to the next question. So this is how you will be doing the filling in the blank question. And again, this is like 2 to 3 question will be there. One question may carry 3 blanks, 4 blanks in it. So that will be like how you can decide what score you will be getting out of these particular questions. And now I'll just quickly play a few questions along. Just a second. Okay, the blank I'm showing you now, it got 4 option in it. It's very interesting question, but yeah, again, always doing the question we have to take care of the spelling, singular, plural, punctuation, and obviously review that, but never take too much time in reviewing. Okay, suppose this is the question from finally till energy centrifuges. So I'll be playing the same recording. What you have to do, you are fixing those blanks on, obviously you're writing the on the notebook available with you right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
in the rough page. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And then meanwhile you can look into the, you can skim the passage given on the screen. Okay, now I'm playing this question.
Yes.
Finally, we take a look at how to mix and unmix liquids at the flick of a switch. Sandrine tells us more. Oil and water don't usually mix, but the new chemical sensitive to light has been added here to blend them together. When exposed to UV light, the chemical changes its structure and becomes soluble in water. This causes 2 layers to form with the oil floating on top of the water chemical combo. This method should be cheaper than the current alternative, which involves using high energy centrifuges.
Ma'am, I've captured only 2 answers.
And what are those?
First one is liquid, mix and unmixed liquid, and then the last one, the like cheaper than the current alternative.
Okay, so the fourth one you got it right, which is alternative here. But the
Okay.
first one is wrong. Now the common error, as I just described to you, it needs to
Liquids,
be liquids.
liquids, yes, liquids.
Yeah,
Mix and
finally we
unmix.
take a look at how to mix and unmix liquids at the flick of a
Liquids.
switch. So you
Ma'am,
see this is, yeah.
and one more thing, ma'am. Like
Mhm.
here, that the second fill in the blank, that the
Mhm.
added here too. Then 2 after that the only V1, right? Ma'am, verb 1 compulsory is coming
You don't have to
after
write
fill.
two. You just have to write the word which is not
Yes,
here.
yeah, ma'am. Actually, I missed this word, but always after the 2, that the verb 1 form coming, right?
One form coming. Yeah,
Yes,
preposition. Yes, grammar
yes.
tense, grammar verb. Yeah, you can, yeah, say that. And if you want to guess, yes, you can. Why? Because there is no negative marking.
Okay,
And otherwise, the word is blend. Added here to blend them together. And
okay.
when exposed to, and this also we can, infer. When we are
Info.
reading this one, we can infer that like possibly this is the answer.
Finally,
Just a second.
Okay,
we take a look at how to mix and unmix liquids at the flick of a switch.
So that obviously when we are reading the sentence, when dash to UV light, so we can judge as well. Okay, this could be the possible word here, so better write it, never leave it blank, because there is no negative marking. Suppose
okay.
you get it right, hit and trial
Yes,
works, you get that 1 mark.
okay,
Yeah, so now we
okay.
know it's liquids, blend,
It's an
exposed, and alternative.
alternative. Okay.
Okay, let's do one more.
Mhm.
Okay, so 4 blanks again. Have a look first, skim it quickly.
In the-
Beginning now.
Yes.
To begin with, you should be standing in the main floor of the British Library. British Library situated in the Euston Road next to some pipe crustacean press, in the foyer to the left of the information desk. It was a large white staircase. Follow this up towards the gallery at the top of the stairs, pause and look to your left for attention. This is Robert Cotton, born in 1570 and died in 1631. Cotton was a member of Parliament, but he's mainly known as a great antiquarian collector of manuscripts. It is the covenant we have a great depth and the survival of many English manuscripts.
Yes, done one.
What are the answers here?
The main floor,
Mm-hmm.
then the left of the
Information.
informative no, actually I am
Information desk.
information. Yes,
So when
informative,
you
actually I read.
fix the answer, you read it. Normally,
Yes.
how we say information desk.
Yes,
Informative, no, there is no combination.
no complete. Yes, right. Then gallery, top of the stairs,
Stairs.
and then last.
STAIRS.
Yes, right, ma'am.
Hmm.
And then collector.
The last being collector. Yeah, this one
Collector.
you got. So you see,
Yes.
this is not very difficult to get the answer here. When we
Yes.
write the answer, after that, just give a quick review, because review helps you to identify your mistakes. And obviously in exam, nobody gonna do that for you. If you are reviewing that, ultimately you're getting, okay, this is right, this is bit need to be changed. Like if you go after the second one, normally
Yes.
the word we hear, it's information desk, right?
Information desk. Yes.
When I'm
Right.
reviewing that, I can easily frame that mistake, like this is not right, I have to do,
Not right.
or maybe I just heard this one, I just write, I'm not writing it right. So
Okay, ma'am.
here we got 5 blanks, and that's going to be the next question. Very quick paragraph.
Consumer, you're probably consumer.
Okay, I'll play it when you ready to listen.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, playing it.
Consumer, you're probably consuming imports. If we have a trade war and we start slapping tariffs on all of those imports, the bill is going to be higher. If the world relies so much on trade, what is a trade war? And why do countries get caught up in them in the first place?
No, ma'am, I'm not getting any word.
Not getting any more. Listen again.
No.
You see, sometimes the questions, they are with the intentional background noises.
Yes.
So definitely such question can be there in any item type. So we have to actually try to focus on the content we are after, rather than focusing on the sounds we are hearing. I'm playing this again.
Consumer, you're probably consuming imports. If we have a trade war and we start slapping tariffs on all of those imports, the bill is going to be higher. If the world relies so much on trade, what is a trade war? And why do countries get caught up in them in the first place?
No?
Maybe as a result.
Which one?
First one only.
No. Okay,
No.
let me play it and tell you what is the answer. Listen.
Yes, ma'am. Because it's
Consumer. What do you
okay.
say? Consumer. At the
Okay.
beginning only.
Consumer,
Yes.
You see, consumer, you're probably consuming imports.
you're probably consuming imports. If we have a trade war and we start slapping
And we start slapping tariffs.
Slapping. Yes. Yes.
Slapping.
Slapping. Yes.
Yeah, next.
tariffs on all of those imports,
All of those imports.
Imports. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
the bill is going to be higher. If the world relies so
If the world relies so much on trade, relies. Relies.
So much on trade. What is a trade war, and why do countries get caught up in them?
Caught up in the first place. CAUGH.
Okay.
So the first answer is consumer. The second is slapping.
Slapping.
Third
Import.
is imports. Plural.
Rely. Okay.
Relies.
Relies and caught.
And caught. Relies is RELIES. Imports with S, and all other words are singular. Slapping is continuous form. Slapping. Double PING.
Yes.
So you see, some question can be easy, some question can be bit tricky with the pronunciation and the obviously with the background noises.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Because of background noise is tough to me.
Yeah, but when you will be practicing, of course, for sure every day, then it won't be a problem for you. You will be like finding these questions the most easiest.
Actually, ma'am, I'm getting a problem like how many like exactly I'm filling the blank I'm doing one day, like that. And that's why I'm asking about the like timetable.
See, first go after the whole test, what I suggest, for 1 or 2 days, and then see which question you find easy, which question you find difficult.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
go after only 2 to 3 question, like whatever the actual number of question in the exam for each number, every item type. You know the actual number of question?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, you know that, like read aloud will be 5 to 6.
Yeah, I
Repeat
make
sentence
yes.
10 to 12. So just keeping in mind, do the exactly same number of question. The maximum side you can do like 6, 12. If 2 to 3, then 3, do 3, right? Then when you'll be doing all that kind of work for 2 days, you will be deciding better which question you find easy, you are doing good in them, which question are difficult for you. So if you find some question difficult, you do them more. Like if I say repeat sentence, you have to actually practice as many as you want, like 50 a day, 60 a day.
Right.
It is like, obviously you have to put more practice there, because I know generally this is a problem when we start initially with many students, and this is the question which is actually the most scoring one.
Yeah.
And same, read aloud, how well you are pronouncing things, you're not adding missing content, and you're taking care of your fluency for sure in the speaking, all item types of the speaking. So slowly steadily you will be knowing what are the gray areas for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so first keep it to the max number of question in real exam for every item type, and then see how much you getting, what is your total score sort of coming out, and then you can decide better, okay, this question I have to practice more because I'm not getting anything in here. Then you will be knowing that which item type, maybe for 2 hours you can continuously, maybe 4 item types only you are practicing, right? Right. Okay, this is the last one. It's 11:57.
Yes.
So just let's do it quickly, skim it. Playing it.
Yes, ma'am.
Financial markets swung wildly yesterday in frenzied trading market by further selling of equities and fears about an unraveling of the global carry trade. At the same time, trading in the European credit markets in London was exceptionally heavy as traders frantically reassessed their appetite for risk, prompting wild swings in the prices of key derivatives. It was the third day of frantic activity in the European credit markets, suggesting that equity market swings were prompting a wider repositioning of investors in a host of asset classes.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you got?
First, market further selling of equity.
Where is for first market, where it is?
The first blank is like equity.
No, that's wrong. Second
is a fears.
Yeah, that's right.
Then third one is a heavy.
Yeah.
Fourth is a swing.
Wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one is not equity, it is equities.
Okay.
Equity. Second you got right, which you said fears.
Yes. Yes.
Then the third also you said right, heavy.
Heavy.
This one, why it is wrong?
Swings.
It says swing.
Yes, ma'am. I write swings. With the S.
Okay, then it's right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
singular plural matters a lot here.
Yeah, the first one is wrong, right?
And you can understand it better by when you are having a and word and two things you are writing in the same sentence. So one is plural, one is singular. It never happened.
It never happened.
Grammatically,
Right.
we connect two likewise word.
Yeah, right, ma'am.
Likewise word, right? So when you
Okay.
know that you are writing fears in the second blank, so this is grammatical clue that it's the first word is also need to be plural.
Right. Okay, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah, so these are the little hints that grammatically help you to boost up score. And second thing, you see this blank, what it is saying, suggesting that equity. So in case you didn't get this word will be assurance of, okay, that word was something related to equity and this is the spelling. Knowing grammatically it's going to be plural, I can, without listening even, I can fix this word with having a, okay, that was sort of a word.
Yeah,
So
right.
this is the informed way of practicing these questions so that we can get more and more answers, right?
Yeah, right, ma'am.
All right, that's all for today. We'll be having a class tomorrow starting at 10 to 12. Okay, till then, goodbye. Have a good day
Goodbye.
ahead. Yeah, take care.
Take care,
Bye.
ma'am.
Yeah, keep
Yeah, thank you.
practicing and definitely you'll get your score. Bye bye. Take care.
Yeah, bye bye.